Try the new Plutus wallet app that casually teaches you cryptocurrency trading. Learn to combine the best coins, create and collect profitable portfolios, and manage them to the top. Reach the leaderboards and get real rewards without any risks. Install Plutus Wallet from Google Play or the App Store. If you use an Android device, use my referral code KMX88Q and get 100 Plutus Coins as a bonus for free now. Plutus Wallet, your chance to become a winner in the world of cryptocurrency. Hello, Bit Squad and prospective Bit Squad members. That's what we call our community here at BitBoy Crypto. I'm your humble and faithful leader, BitBoy. I provide you with videos that you can watch with your eyes and hear with your ears. Even podcasts that you can also hear with your ears and watch with your eyes. It's really incredible stuff. So, we are almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are at 9,998, and we would love for you to be one more. So I thought, what better way to redo an intro video for the channel than to take a look back at the beginning of the channel up until now. The growth from 0 subscribers, that's not actually true because I immediately subscribed to my own account with 10 different email addresses. So I started off with 10, but the journey from 10 subscribers all the way to 10,000, it's been for the months of May and June, we'll be giving away 50,000 IOST tokens, along with 3 Ledger Nanos, 2 of them sponsored by Nimic, and 1 special edition Ledger Nano with an on-the-go kit. Winners announced July 1st. To enter, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on every video in May and June for your maximum number of entries. Bit Squad, welcome back to the channel. I hope your friends and family don't look that disgusted when you show them my videos. It's probably more confusion on their face. But guys, today we're going to be talking about some absolutely huge stories. We're going to be talking about a margin trading debacle. We're going to be talking about how you can invest and get 800% gains on a scam coin. We're also going to be taking a look at 3 companies getting involved in crypto that are absolutely huge. And I've been telling you for a while that one of these companies was going to be scrambling to get into crypto, and it looks like it may be happening now. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you guys about BitBlock Boom. This is not sponsored. This is a conference that is happening in August 17th and 18th this year. It's a Bitcoin conference put on by Crypto Cousins Production. Gary Leland is behind that, who I've had on my podcast, and he's a good friend and things like that. So he's got a killer lineup. If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, especially Tone Vase, Jimmy Song, Saifedean, Pierre Rochard, and much more. Marty Bent, Matt Odell, Peter McCormack. I've been calling him Peter McCormick. I found out it's Peter McCormack. So that was probably a terrible impression, which was just supposed to be a British impression in general, which I'm sure I did horribly. So guys, you can actually, if you use the promo code Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, BitBoy. If you use the promo code BitBoy, you're gonna get 30% off your tickets. And it's not a reference or a ref link. I'm not making any money on this. This is just because I think this is a good conference, and I would like for some of the Bit Squad to go attend, because I'm not sure I'll be able to make it because I have another conference. I'm going to a podcasting conference with J-Chains. So you guys make sure to go check out the website, bitblockboom.com. Market Watch. All right, guys, the markets are not doing terrible today. Bitcoin dominance is down a shade. We do have some green. Bitcoin's in green. Look at that, guys. It's up 0.06%. Wow, massive gains in the stock market, that is. We have the market cap coming in at 251 billion. Bitcoin dominance 55.2%. Let's look at some of the biggest winners of the day. You can notice Litecoin and XRP are both up pretty well. Look at this. Oh my gosh, massive gains. We're back in altcoin season, guys. Bitcoin is Bitcoin 2 is pumping. Sorry, I missed the 2 there. Is that important, you think? It is up 582%. It was up 800% earlier today. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, so we're going to do this for one of our top 5 stories today, looking at this coin and what this is. The article I read about it is hilarious. So, but we do have Hypercash, Metaverse, ETP, Tezos, and Decentraland all up, trying to get Decentraland on the podcast very soon. Have been in contact with them. Biggest loser of the day, Maximind coin. Look, I told you guys it was probably a good buy yesterday, and I was wrong. It kept dipping. So I looked on where you can buy this at. You can buy it on Coinbean, is one of the exchanges. It's on a bunch of real sketchy exchanges. So even though I think it's very volatile and you can make some money on it, I'm going to probably stay away from it. We got Factom, Bitcoin SV having a rough go of it the last couple days, Monocoin, and MadeSafe coin. Journey to 1 Bitcoin. Okay, guys, here we are in our 3 commas dashboard. If you'd like to try 3 commas or signal profits, you can do that down below in the video description. Here's our journey from 0.3 Bitcoins all the way to 1 Bitcoin. We're journeying, we're going up Mount Everest, trying to get all the way to a Bitcoin just through trading and following the signals from signal profits. And over time, we'll figure out whether it's worth it or not. So right now we're coming in at 0.3278. So we actually are up in Bitcoin value, which is really cool. Right now we've got some XRP we're trading, Cosmos, OneChain, Engine Coin. I'm just doing whatever they say. I did miss out on a trade today that could have got me about another percent. Just due to the fact that by the time I got the signal, I was asleep this morning. By the time I got it, I had missed it, and it is already on the way up. But let's look at our chart here and see how we're doing since we started. So right now, we actually, for the first day, are showing a gain in Bitcoin value. We have moved up 0.02 Bitcoins approximately. We are still down $80 in Bitcoin value, or in US dollar value. But as you know, Bitcoin has dropped considerably since we started this. So, that's actually not too bad. So definitely looking forward to some gains in the future from this. 60-second coin review. All right, guys, let's talk XRP. I know you guys all love it. Some of you do. Some of you probably hate it. We're going to talk about why people hate it here in just a second. This coin's got quite an interesting background. So let's go 60 seconds on the clock. Here's your 60-second coin review on XRP. So XRP is not to be confused with Ripple. Ripple is the company behind XRP. XRP is actually the token. It was actually started in 2004 by Ryan Fugger, and then it continued on in 2011 to be founded in part by Jed McCaleb, along with Chris Larson and someone else. So the question is, why is he not with the company anymore? Well, Jed McCaleb felt like he did not like the direction of where Ripple was going, so he moved on and founded Stellar, trying to fix some of the things he thought he did wrong with XRP. Now, XRP actually has 3 products: XRapid, XCurrent, and XVia. Those 3 platforms are the backbone of what forms the Ripple company, and what they're trying to do is change the way that banking works. They're trying to change the way international transactions go between countries. Right now, it's a very slow and expensive process. They're trying to make it quick and almost free. So other than that, people think it's centralized because Ripple owns 60% of the coin supply. Gosh, I don't know. There's so much I could have said more. But the long and the short of it when it comes to XRP is that if you're in the community, you feel like it's decentralized. If you are not in the community, then you feel like it's centralized. The fact that the company owns 60% of the coins and have them in lockup, it doesn't give everybody, it gives a lot of people pause. And so, my job here is to tell you about it and what it is. You can make your own decisions regarding it. There is a lot of controversy from when Jed McCaleb left Ripple because supposedly through another exchange, Ripple was able to freeze his XRP tokens. And so that's another thing that people go to say that it's centralized. But I'll let you guys argue in the comments section. Do you feel like Ripple or XRP is centralized or decentralized? It's time for the Fresh 5 top news stories of the day, starting with number 5. All right, we got Poloniex making a big announcement today, and people are not happy about it. So on May 26th, a sudden severe price crash in the clam market caused a number of margin loans to default, resulting in roughly 1,800 Bitcoins loss in the Poloniex Bitcoin margin lending pool for non-US customers. So today we recognize the generalized loss across lenders in the Bitcoin margin lending pool as a result The principal of all active Bitcoin loans as of 1400 UTC, or 14, yeah, I guess you'd say that 1400, 14 o'clock. We call that 2 o'clock over here in America. Today has been reduced by 16.202%. This impacted 0.4% of Polo users. However, it's a pretty good amount of money that was lost. So if you look at the comments down here, you will see people are not happy about it. Way to destroy the lending market before it even had a chance. I was not lending. I started lending on the 27th. There's no justification for you to take my Bitcoins today. So pleased I stopped using Poloniex a couple years ago. People are not happy about this. Whenever, they call this a haircut, I believe is what they call it. And some people are calling it theft. Whenever companies take this kind of action, it really reminds you why not your keys, not your crypto. Number 4. Will the US-China trade war push Bitcoin to 20,000? Now, if you watched my Beards and Bitcoins podcast from, I think it was episode 39 or 40, Jay Chains and I talked a lot about China and the impending Cold War that we're going to have with them. The Cold War between the United States and Russia that never actually materialized into a war was basically a standoff over the race to be the most dominant superpower in the world. Well, we're heading into a new frontier with China. However, this war is going to be fought on a technological frontier. And so when we're talking about the trade war between us and China, it goes much deeper than just we're going to increase tariffs on them or whatever the case may be. They can actually stop producing things for us, and that will really hurt the United States. Now, will this push Bitcoin up? So basically, Christopher Vecchio said that he believes that without the trade war, Bitcoin won't get back to a record high, which I think is really crazy. But he says that it's unlikely for Bitcoin to return to the 20,000 record high. The only exception is if the relationship between the US and China worsens, weakening the yuan even further, which I believe is their currency. According to Vecchio, this would mean the yuan falling to 7 or lower against the dollar. And I can kind of see this happening, guys, because this right here, the relationship between China and the US, China and the US. I need my Donald Trump wig. This is going to happen, guys. This is not going to get better, in my opinion. If we look back traditionally across the history of the world, you always have people fighting for who's going to be the most dominant. And, it goes back, all the way to the beginning of mankind. And for countries, it's no different. And China is going to continue to fight us. We have the world's biggest economy in the United States, and they want a bigger piece of that. So, I definitely think that this is going to be something that we can plan on seeing. Now, will it push the price of Bitcoin to 20,000? I think that's going to happen anyways. Number 3. On another episode of You Heard It on This Channel First, Justin Sun will in fact be taking Charlie Lee and Vitalik Buterin to meet with Warren Buffett for his charity lunch. Now, I did tell you guys that these were 2 prime candidates that he would probably take. Obviously, CZ from Binance is another one. I did not mention him in the past, but, CZ actually turned down the request, and CZ suggested that he takes Pomp. So Pomp should be heading to have lunch with Warren Buffett. If you think of Pomp, there's quite a crossover between what he does managing a fund and things like that, or I can't remember, something Capital is the name of the company that he works with. But I think it's really interesting. You can hate on Justin Sun all you want. You can point to many of his mistakes he's made in marketing. However, the fact that these are some of the people he's going to be bringing along with him, as I've said before, like the blockchain Avengers is kind of what this is leading to. I think this is fascinating. We're going to have to keep watching it to see what happens and what actually comes out of this lunch, but there's a lot of smart people going. Number 2. All right, guys, another absolutely fascinating article revolving around Facebook. Facebook will reportedly announce cryptocurrency this month, allowing employees to take it as salary. Now, when we really break down this interview, it's very interesting here, some of the things. Apparently, they're going to allow their employees to take their salary in the form of the coin. So they're going to have this option. We've seen a lot of social experiments where people are asked, would they rather take crypto or cash? obviously they're going to have that option, which is going to be really cool. Now, apparently there was an internal struggle, and there were a lot of people that were skeptical. They were very skeptical of this new venture, and people necessarily did not think it was a great idea. Operating Chief Sheryl Sandberg and CFO David Weiner have been skeptical of the initiative, the information said. Now, I also thought there was another interesting thing where they're going to allow people to have nodes, but you're going to have to pay $10 million if you are interested in one of these nodes. And another thing that actually came out from this is super interesting is the fact that they are looking to start installing Facebook coins. Of course, we obviously know it's going to be called Global Coin, but they're going to be, looking to install Global Coin ATMs all over the place. So I can see this on both sides. This is good for crypto in a lot of ways. Facebook can make some breakthroughs, maybe some other places can't. But ultimately, I doubt this is going to really be, line up with the idea of central or decentralization, because it will be centralized. It will be televised. It won't be televised, but it will be centralized. Hold up. It's time for an IOST break. All right, guys, another IOST game update. IOST with Unitopia bringing traditional games onto the blockchain. I love traditional games. Can I please get more of that? I would love to see more traditional games. That's what I need. So basically, IOST is excited to announce our strategic partnership with Unitopia to promote the development of blockchain gaming. In this collaboration, Unitopia will launch over a dozen dApps on IOST to enrich its ecosystem. So their CEO, Keon Lee, waxed lyrical. He waxed lyrical about it. I wish I could zoom up more on that. Waxed lyrical about the IOST ecosystem. I think I like to wax lyrical as well, just not musically. IOST is an ideal partner in every aspect and is also highly developer friendly. As a public chain for development, IOST helps developers save 30% development costs and provides effective technical support. Competition among public chains is, in essence, competition among dApp ecosystems. I really agree with that. A developer-friendly public chain is the winner of the future. And I've told you guys a lot. Those are reasons why I'm very bullish on IOST. I think it's the way they've set up the IGAS and the IRAM for people to work with is a very good system, the best system we've seen so far in a decentralized platform. So welcome Unitopia to IOST. I look forward to the games. And if they're traditional games, that might be a little more my style. The number one crypto story of the day. Samsung getting into mining, Bitcoin mining, that is. And it brings up a lot of interesting points. We already know that Samsung has actually in the past developed or is currently developing blockchain wallets for their phones. And now they're moving into making chips for Bitcoin mining. And it begs the question, in the future, will Samsung phones be able to mine? I think that's a legitimate thing. I mean, I would think obviously with the technology, eventually that will be possible. How far away is it? And Samsung has really raced out ahead. They are moving to blockchain. They are in the process of creating their own coin. Samsung Coin is most likely what it will be called. They're very interested in having Ethereum collectibles on their phones and things like that. So where's Apple? Where's Apple in this? Well, Apple scrambles to catch up with Samsung in new crypto rush. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, in the past several months, I have brought up several different instances where I've talked about the fact that eventually Apple is going to have to get into mining, and not only, or going to have to get into crypto, but there's going to be a competition between them and Samsung. And we are finally seeing that start to develop. They're realizing they're behind. Apple has been on the cutting edge of innovation for a long time. It's actually the biggest company in the world, if you did not know that. But now they're introducing a crypto kit for its iOS 13 update. Now, what is that crypto kit? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because we're going to tell you. Apple Inc. has announced a new developer kit which will allow to efficiently perform common cryptographic operations. It will include functions such as hashing, utilizing public key cryptography tools, or to generate and evaluate digital signatures, and encryption features to enhance application security and automate specific tasks for developers. So this will be developer friendly. That's the purpose of this. But the bigger story here is that Apple is feeling the pressure. Apple is feeling like it is time. They're going to have to get into crypto. Facebook is doing it. We know Amazon is working, through their Amazon Web Services to allow developers to work there on the Ethereum blockchain, or the Hyperfabric Ledger or Hyperledger Fabric. I can't ever say it right, whichever it is. So what does this mean for crypto? Legitimacy. The more that we see these companies move into crypto, the more it legitimizes everything that we're doing, because these companies, they don't do stuff, they don't develop things that are dead ends for the most part. They have to be at a place where they feel stable, or they feel like something is stable for them to jump into. A lot of them don't necessarily want to be the first innovators. Look at, for example, a technology like DVR, like being able to record TV. What was the most famous DVR recording device in the early 2000s? It would have been TiVo. TiVo was basically the only name in the game. But then what happened? All of the cable companies, DirecTV, they started building DVRs with that technology inside their own boxes, basically negating the reason for TiVo. And we can look at plenty of examples. TiVo was kind of like here today, gone tomorrow, but the DVR technology stayed around. So my point here is, Apple doesn't want to pull a TiVo, they don't want to make something that's going to be gone tomorrow. They want to have something that's stable. So the fact that they're ready to move into crypto, I think really legitimizes everything that we are doing here in this space. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button. Do something else. Drop an elbow on it. No, that's what Crypto Love says. I don't know what to do. Take your finger and press the button over the like. I would appreciate it. Don't forget to comment for your contest entry. BitBoy out.